Welcome to Chisholm Trail 61. Today we're doing an old-fashioned dessert. It's an old recipe come from the Amish. We're going to do an impossible pie. And I'm going to show you how I do that coming up right now. Okay, first thing we want to do is we're going to take a couple tablespoons of cold butter and we're just going to butter us a pie dish. Now this pie here, it makes its own crust. We don't need a crust in this pie. It'll make its own crust while it's baking. And so we just want to butter it good. The bottom of our pie dish good. And we're going to get us some butter up on the sides here. And we're using cold butter because of the, having to handle it. We don't want it to melt in our hands. But you want to use cold butter so that it doesn't melt in your hands, because it will if you try to do it with just room temperature butter. All right. But anyway, so we got our pie plate pan buttered there. We're going to set it aside. And we're going to get us a mixing bowl. In the mixing bowl, we're going to put our dry ingredients first. We got 1 cup of sugar. We got half a cup of all-purpose flour. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now you can use all self-rising flour. If you use self-rising flour, of course you would omit the salt and the baking powder. You won't need them if you do the salt. And I'm just going to get me a spoon to stir that around a little bit since I put them in first. Just sort of get them mixed together there a little bit. Just a little bit. And then we're going to put our wet ingredients in. We got 4 eggs beaten. That's large eggs. We got 2 cups of milk. We have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. We have 6 sticks of melted butter. Now I'm going to start mixing this just a little bit because I don't want my butter to gel on me in that cold milk. We're just going to mix this up really well. Get that up out of the way while I'm mixing this. This is a real simple pie. You just want to get everything mixed really well. What we're going to do, we got 1 cup of coconut flakes. Now I'm using the sweetened coconut flakes. You can use sweetened, unsweetened, it doesn't matter. We're just going to dump our coconut flakes in. And then we're just going to hit it just a lick or two here with just easy. We don't want to crush your coconut. We just want to get it blended in just a little bit, just off and on. Just do it sort of easy because you don't want to really mess your coconut up in there. You don't have to mix it up a lot. Just sort of get it mixed in there a little bit. Try and get that little bit off of there, all that coconut off of my blending things there. We're going to set that aside. And we're going to get our pie plate here. Now, we're going to take and we're just going to dump this over into our pie dish. And that is a deep dish pie thing. I'm going to take my stuff here and I'm going to just rake it down here. Give me just a second here. What's going to happen now when we do this, I'm going to stir that around. A little bit of that flour didn't get mixed up, but it'll be all right. When we do this, the flour is going to settle to the bottom of the pie dish, and that's going to form a crust. And the coconut's going to rise to the top, and it's going to brown on the top. And so that's how it's going to form the crust. And brown on the top. What we're going to do, we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 50 minutes to 1 hour until the top gets a golden brown and it's set. Now, it'll be a little jiggly whenever we take it out, first take it out, but it'll be set. And you'll know when it's set there. but the top will be almost like golden brown, a good brown. Like I said, 350 degrees, 50 minutes to an hour. We'll bring you back at that point. Okay, we're bringing our pie out of the oven here. You can see what I was talking about. It's a golden brown on the top, and it's jiggly whenever you move it like that. See how it jiggles some? And what we got to do, we got to let this sit and completely cool before we can touch it. So it'll probably sit here 45 minutes, maybe an hour. We won't be able to pick it up with our bare hands on the bottom and everything, which one we got to sit in the point wire rack before we ever try to cut into it. Because you cut into it right now, you're just going to have a gooey mess. So we're going to let it sit, cool, and then we'll bring you back when we're ready to cut into it. Okay, we got our pie here. It's cooled down now. Remember how when we took it out, it was up above the thing? It's settled down now. That's the way it'll do whenever it sets. So we're going to cut into it. We're going to pull a piece of it out, and we're going to see what it looks like here. We're going to try to cut a piece without tearing it up real bad. Now you want to always let this cool completely, setting out like this. You don't want to rush that cooling process, because you don't want to put it in the refrigerator, because you put it in the refrigerator, it's not going to set up for you. And you can see how that is. You got the crust, you got the middle, and you got the topping. We're going to do a little taste test here and see what it tastes like. Man, that is good, sweet. Y'all got to try this Impossible Pie. Hey, give the video a thumbs up if you will. Like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all of you that do. Appreciate all of you that take the time out of your day to watch our videos. Impossible Pie. We'll see you on the next one.